Here's how I grew my shoulders quick. So just to start out with a story, my shoulders were probably one of my weaker body parts when I started out exercising. I always like had pretty bony shoulders. Like you could feel the bone on my shoulders when you were like feeling or whatever. It's probably similar to how a lot of you guys had your shoulders, or maybe how your shoulders look right now. And then now over the past few months and years, they've like gotten a lot thicker, and especially when you're building up like the back of your shoulders, like my shoulders look a lot better in clothes as well. And they're like it has like that V shape on the shoulder, like that cap delt look that you hear. I've started to like develop that now, which is something like I'm pretty proud of. So yeah, I went for someone who didn't really have the best shoulder genetics to now having shoulders that I'm pretty proud of. How do we do this? How do we get from where you are now to what you actually want to have, which is thicker, bigger shoulders? So there's three heads of the shoulders. This is a quick anatomy lesson. You don't need to think about this when you're in the gym, but it's just nice to know. You have three sides of the shoulders. You have the front delt. If you lift your arm, if you straighten your arm up and like you lift it up, uh, don't extend your hand because you might get cancelled. But if you lift your arm up, then you have the front delt. In brackets, I got overdeveloped because this is trained by literally every single, like pretty much every single pressing lift. Like you got bench press, overhead press, shoulder press. It's trained by pretty much everything. You don't have to worry about putting that much effort into this. After that, you got the side delt. So if you lift your arm up to the side and you feel that muscle there, that's your side delt. This is very important for making it look wider from the front. And then you got your rear delts. So if you get your arm and then you pull it behind you, so you straighten up your arm and then you push it behind you, then that's your rear delt. It's on like the back of your shoulder. It's like close to your back. You can feel it working when you're doing pull-ups or whatever. And that's pretty important as well for making your shoulders look thicker, which is what you want from the side. So what do we learn from this? We can use the 80-20 rule. 80% of your effort pretty much, or not, or 20% of your effort leads to like 80% of your results. So what should we do? Focus most of your effort, like literally focus half your effort onto just making your side delts like as thick as possible. I would even say like three-quarters of your effort just goes into like side delt, like isolation. So what I personally do is I don't isolate any of my shoulder heads other than the side delt and like maybe sometimes rear delts. So I would do like dips, overhead press, bench press, and I'll just do side delts on my push days, and that's it. Just literally pull most of your time into side delts. Not it, the other ones get taken care of decently well. Rear delts are important as well to isolate if you can, but they're usually somewhat taken care of when you're doing like pulling work. But yeah, train your side delts. How do you train your side delts to get that aesthetic width of the shoulders and that V taper? So to train the front delts, I'll just go through each of the ones. You're doing that in compound movements anyway. You're doing overhead press, or you're doing the pike push up with calisthenics. I like the overhead press because you can load it like really well and get really strong at it. Side delts is just do lots of lateral raises. You don't have to do anything else. Just do lots of lateral raises. This is the exercise where you hold your dumbbells at each side, like you're about to do a curl. You hold your dumbbells like next to your hip, and then you just lift them up to the side. You point them out to the corners of the room. So you can do that pretty much like every time you work out. Like recovery is so easy with lateral raises. There's nothing that limits this exercise. Your side delts recover really quick. It's like calves. Your calves, like they're meant for like high endurance stuff. So I would do lots of lateral raises, high reps, get stronger at the movement, and you'll be fine. Rear delts you can do. So that's pretty annoying. Rear delts you can do lots of pull-ups. They work the rear delts pretty well. For isolation, you can do band pull aparts where you have a resistance band and you pull it apart, and that helps you use the rear delt. But the main movement I would say is if you have access to the gym, do rear delt flies, and they like you can feel them working your rear delts a lot. What is the cheat code that you weren't expecting to get bigger shoulders quick? Which is go on a bulk, have a calorie surplus, eat more than you eat right now, gain some body weight. I don't know how many other ways I should explain this, but I didn't realize this until literally like 3 weeks ago when I started to eat like 30 to 35, 3,400 calories a day, like 1,000 calories more than I usually eat. And this is where I made the most progress like in a month that I've probably like ever made with strength. And like take into account the fact that I've been training for like a few years as well. The fastest way to grow stronger is the fastest way to grow a muscle is if you like as a whole are just bigger and stronger. Like, what would who would have bigger shoulders? You at, let's say, 70 kg with a 40 kg overhead press, or you at 80 kg with a 60 kg overhead press? So obviously just be the second guy. So the fastest way to get bigger shoulders is just to be a bigger person in general, be bigger and stronger, be bigger and stronger by bulking. You at the same time while you're doing your bulking, then make sure you focus a lot on side delts to make you look a lot thicker from the front, and do your rear delts to make sure you look a lot thicker from the side and your shoulders look rounded. Front delts you don't have to worry about because they're taken care of. So the takeaway from this is focus like literally half your effort on this. Focus like 30% of your effort on this, and then whatever's left over you can do front delts if you care about them. But they're used in like bench press, overhead press. They're used in all the main lifts anyway. They're used in push-ups, dips, pike push-ups. They're used in pretty much everything. So focus your effort on side delts and rear delts, mainly side delts. That's my takeaway for how I grew my shoulders quick. Thanks for watching.